this time.
I think when you were in Brisbane, you used to play at the Redcliffe Speedway for any try on the track. Are you aware that Western Springs is a speedway?
No.
Well, we quite welcome anybody that wants to throw money on the tracks this time.
Yeah, just not throwing it at you.
Well, we don't have to run in between the cars to pick it up. Right.
The songwriting process that you go through now, is it a three-way collaboration on everything you do, or do you still do individual songs, individual writing?
Well, I think we all do a little bit of individual writing. It's a self-expression thing, but as the Bee Gees, and everything we do and sing together, we write together. So it is specifically a collaboration. We never say, oh, you know, this guy's better than this guy, and we never get into that brother thing, you know, the sibling rivalry.
And is it a three-way split on the royalties also? I mean, there's an equal split across the board in terms of the song. In other words, does Morris say, hey, I did the musical, I wrote the chord structure for this, or is it just a complete family?
We've never really got, especially in these days, we just don't get petty like that. You know, it's something like the three of us. Actually, when we do write, we become one. And it's like one mind.
We can actually boast one lawyer for three people.
So
thank you. So congratulations.
Hello. Just suddenly with Johnny.
Is there a particular environment required for your creativity?
Yeah, I suppose there is. Yeah.
Our studio mates do.
Our recording studio we use for writing purposes. We like it to sound like a record when we're writing. So we'll have microphones with echo.
To have a general idea of what's going down. Will sound like what we say, a finished master.
Yeah.
But it's definitely when we're writing, there's just three of us and an engineer. Without anybody else there.
Yeah. And he closes the door. So the three of us are really left alone. In more ways.
Isolation is the key.
There was some talk with a collaboration with Michael Jackson and reteaming with Barbara. Is that on the cards again?
Well, Michael Jackson, Barbara and us.
Something like that. Oh, no.
Well, Michael we were supposed to do something with, but it was more of a Jackson 5 thing, and it didn't really develop. So that sort of disappeared.
Well, it was a confusion. Michael asked us if we would do a record with him, co-write and record a song with him. And that's the last we heard. The next thing we heard was it was the Jacksons that Michael had in mind, and that wasn't something we had in mind. We don't think that two groups should do, two groups from the same type of era and the same, that wasn't going to work for us.
Yeah, and Barbara, of course, is still sort of on the back of the stove because she's doing so many other things. So until she finishes those, then we're discussing the idea again. But she definitely does want to do one again.
Yeah. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
There's three generations of a woman in my family that
Oh, I'm sorry.
they're still, all three of them find you guys extremely sexy. I mean, how do you maintain that throughout over 30 years?
Besides being hung like a baboon. No, actually, it's this close. No one's touched it. No, I don't know what is sexy or what isn't sexy. I mean, we've just been doing what we love to do, you know.
We used to have a great time at school.
Yeah.
And part of that was because we played guitar and sang, and girls generally just seem to love that kind of thing.
It's better than being a plumber. If you're a plumber,
I don't want to play with your pipes, you know.
you don't say, that plumber is really sexy. I want to go to bed with the plumber.
Yeah. But at school,
I mean, that's nothing against plumbers. I think plumbers, you know,
we used to get help from the
part of
boys.
society.
We used to get help from the boys at school because we were on TV. We got more attention from the girls, and the other kids don't like that, so they beat us up a lot.
Teachers are the ones that worried me.
Being well known is perhaps a very slight aphrodisiac.
Until you see us when we get out of the shower in the morning,
You have to see us in the morning, you know.
First thing in the morning.
Yeah.
But that's very nice. I like that. Thank you very much. It's very sweet.
And give them our regards.
My phone number.
Next question. Sorry, we digress. Done.
The stage musical Saturday Night Fever, were you involved in that in any way, any new songs for that show?
In the stage production, in the London production, yes, there's about 3 or 4 new songs. However, we were only involved on that level. We were not involved in the production of it.
No.
And apart from that, there was no involvement.
But to go a little deeper than that, Robert asked us for songs like Tragedy. There are songs like It's My Neighbourhood from the one album, I think, that weren't in the film. There are some songs that were not in the film that are actually in the show.
And Tragedy's in there too.
Yeah, Tragedy I just mentioned. Yeah, and the new song Immortality, which Celine Dion recorded, That was written for the actual show. That was not written for Celine. It was written with her in mind. But it's the lead singer, the lead guy in the show is singing that song.
A good show.
It's
Think
actually,
so? Yeah, think so.
we saw the premiere in London, and I was quite blown away how much energy these kids could do. I mean, it was amazing.
It's an amazing show to dance.
Non-stop energy, you know. So
I'm sleazy.
Probably with back.
Doc. Yes, Doc as
Yeah,
well.
Doc.
That's Robin.
Yeah, Doc. Yeah.
we've got to talk to you about your comparison.
I'm happy sleepy dopey.
All rolled in one.
I'm Snow White.
And he lives with 7 dwarfs.
Okay, one final question, please. John.
On Still Waters, you use the talents of some of the world's top record producers.
Yes.
You're currently working on your new album.
Yeah.
Is this a similar formula for this, or?
No.
We'd like to do something different.
Why do you ask?
No, we're doing this ourselves, In fact, we've worked with these, not just on this album, but we had worked with some of the producers before on previous stuff, like Arif Mardin, who did Jive Talking in the Main Course album with us. And Hugh Padgham we knew, and of course David Foster we knew, but not worked with them. So it was a great experience to have different input from different people.
Yes.
But most of them also worked with us because they knew we were producers too. So it was more of a collaboration rather than them going off with the song, doing it and sending it back saying, there it is, finished. And we mixed all the tracks together, so everybody was involved from day one. So it was really a collaboration rather than independent producers.
Well, also it was a learning experience for us. We wanted to find out what the very latest producers were doing and what kind of techniques they were applying in various areas. And so for us it was a bit of an education, a learning experience.
Yeah, everybody was different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to use that learning experience to make our own album this time. And the other one was a departure. It was let's take some of the pressure off ourselves. Let's write the songs and really mean that, sing them and really mean that, and let someone else take care of how everything should sound. But it ended up with us dominating that situation too.
Well, they ended up using most of the demos that we made.
The problem with a situation like that, it isn't realistic to always make albums with different producers on different tracks because all have different schedules and agendas, so you have to wait for each one to become available. So the time to make the album becomes extraordinarily long. And so once in a while it's okay, but not all the time.
So you've had 3 different excuses.
Thank you.
I've just got one last question before you go. A lot of your contemporaries are working on New Year's Eve. David Bowie's coming to New Zealand to do a gig. Babs is in Las Vegas. Are you guys working?
I think in Nottingham Boathouse. No.
There's talk of a New York show.
Yeah, there's talk of a New York concert, but I think the negotiations are still going on. So
Is that why Barbara got out of town?
No, she went
Yeah.
to Vegas because it's close to home.
Vegas, yeah.
They shouldn't have far to travel.
So we're not actually sure what's going to happen New Year's Eve. For us, we'd be just as happy to be at home with our families, but wherever we are, our families will be with us. So we don't know yet, but we're looking forward to something special.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Graham.
Thank you. Good luck.